What's up, lovers of Fantasy Premier League? Welcome back to the second episode of my Fantasy Premier League show, where I talk about all things Fantasy Premier League. Obviously, we've had a busy 2 weeks, some unexpected results. I think some fantasy managers are licking their wounds after 2 weeks and have already contemplated taking their wild card, which is quite a drastic measure so soon in the season. If you've had the likes of Raheem Sterling from the start, there's a good chance you've had a really top start to your season. Obviously, he picked up a hat-trick on the opening day against West Ham, gutted, and then backed it up with a goal against Spurs. So he's been the main man, and if you've had him in your side, you're probably sitting quite pretty in your Fantasy Premier League leagues. We've seen some really surprising players come to the fore this season and bag some really massive points in the early game weeks. You have to look at the likes of Timo Pukki from Norwich. He's been fantastic. He got a hat-trick last time out against Newcastle, scored against Liverpool on the opening day. Ashley Barnes has done really well. He's picked up 18 points thus far, which is really impressive for a Burnley forward who's at a cut price. Just in the 6 million region. Timo Pukki at 6.8 million. Really good options. Obviously, Pukki's next couple of fixtures aren't the greatest, so it might be a good time to think about taking him out. I know he's got really good fixtures after the next three or so. He's got some really good fixtures coming up. What's really been a struggle this season, and I think where a lot of fantasy managers have struggled, is at the back. Defensively, you're nailed on players the likes of Alisson, Robertson, Trent Alexander-Arnold. In the back, Van Dijk, who we've kind of relied on last season, haven't really impressed thus far. Obviously, Van Dijk did get a goal in the opening game, but Liverpool haven't been keeping clean sheets, and that's been a major problem for fantasy managers. There's certain players that I've decided to pinpoint: three, a defender, a midfielder, and a striker, who I believe you guys need to be looking at for the next couple of game weeks. I've done a bit of research. One of them being Everton's defence. They've been really good this season, 2 clean sheets, and maybe it is time for us to invest in their defence. Two clean sheets in a row, as I've mentioned, and they've got some favourable fixtures coming up. So maybe the likes of Yerry Mina at 5.6, he looks a decent shout. Obviously, Luka Dean has impressed and is the top point scoring defender at this point. So if you've got him in your team, you've obviously been doing really well. But Yerry Mina could be a man that you guys should be looking at for the next couple of fixtures. In going into the midfield, and this is an interesting one, we haven't seen him as yet this season, but I've got a feeling he's going to come in this week for Spurs and he's going to do damage in the next couple of weeks. This could be a chance for us to get ahead of our competitors, and that would be by putting in Son from Spurs, Heung-min Son. What a top player. Obviously, we haven't seen him as yet due to suspension, but he comes in. They've got some really good fixtures coming up. Newcastle, Arsenal, and Palace in his next 3. So definitely, they've got Newcastle at home. Son's got to be nailed on to start that game and even get a goal or assist. He's going straight into my side, I'll tell you that much. And most Spurs midfielders are a good shout. Look at Lucas Moura, he scored last time out. Eric Lamela has been playing, and he's not as expensive as some of your high priority midfielders. So I think Son is the man, guys. Get him in your side. He's going to be decent. Pukki has been up top, but he faces some tough challenges coming up. Perhaps cut him and look to get. I know these are expensive players, but you've got to be looking at Manchester United's forward line. I'm thinking either Rashford or Martial. They've got Palace, Southampton, Leicester, and West Ham to come, and I'm telling you now, Martial and Rashford are going to be in the points. So I personally have decided to go with Rashford. He's been playing really well of late. He's going to be on penalty duty after the whole Pogba scandal. So he's someone that you've got to be looking at. And yeah, those are the 3 that I really recommend you guys stick into your sides if you haven't already. To end off, our league has been hotly contested. Obviously, we've got the ING United Fantasy Football League. It's been a fantastic start to the season. The winner will be getting West Ham's new top for next season. And I can tell you that the person leading is Matthew Rao. Murder on Zidane's Floor is the name of his side. He is leading. We've got Dan Barrett in second and Liam Watson in third. The top 3 places hotly contested, only separated by 3 points. So well done to those 3 managers. You guys have been smashing it so far. The others, there's still so much time to catch up. 36 game weeks. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Yeah, so guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. Let me know in the comments below how your season's been going this far. Has it been good? Has it been terrible? I can tell you that I've had an actually really, really poor start to the season. I've had a few players that have struggled and that have been injured. But yeah, I'm going to definitely change it up this week and hope for the best. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Come on, you irons.